exposing South Africa's fake pastors. The scandal behind staged miracles. Imagine trusting a pastor only to discover they're a fraud. In South Africa, this horrifying reality is becoming a growing crisis, with countless victims left in its wake. Stay tuned as we uncover the shocking truth behind these fake pastors. Introduction. South Africa, a nation known for its deep spiritual roots and vibrant religious culture, is grappling with a crisis that has sent shockwaves through its communities. The rise of fake pastors. These individuals exploit faith for personal gain, manipulating vulnerable congregants with staged miracles, false prophecies, and deceitful practices. From selling fake blessings to engaging in illegal activities under the guise of spirituality. Their actions have cast a dark shadow over the country's religious landscape. This phenomenon not only raises ethical concerns, but also demands urgent action to address the exploitation of faith. A deeply religious society, South Africa ranks as one of the most religious nations in the world, with the majority of its population identifying as Christian. Churches serve as central pillars in communities, offering not just spiritual guidance, but also social support in the form of food drives, education, and healthcare. However, the increasing influence of Pentecostal and charismatic movements has created an environment where pastors are seen as miracle workers and prophets. For many congregants, these leaders act as intermediaries between themselves and God, wielding immense influence over their lives. Exploitation of vulnerability. The socio-economic challenges of poverty, unemployment, and inequality drive many South Africans to seek miraculous solutions to their struggles. This desperation has made them susceptible to manipulation by fake pastors who promise divine interventions. These individuals stage miracles, from healing the sick to raising the dead, to create a facade of supernatural power. Congregants are often coerced into paying exorbitant fees for blessings, healing sessions, or protection from evil spirits. Holy water, anointing oils, and other religious items are sold at inflated prices, marketed as possessing divine properties. One congregant shared her ordeal of being misled about her HIV status. "They gave me papers," she said, one showing I was positive and another claiming I was miraculously negative. Stories like hers highlight the emotional and financial toll such exploitation takes on individuals and their families. Notorious cases of deception. Several high-profile cases of fake pastors have captured national and international attention, further fueling outrage and skepticism about religious institutions in South Africa. The Resurrection Scandal. Pastor Alf Lukau. In 2019, Pastor Alf Lukau of Alleluia Ministries International staged a dramatic resurrection. A man lying in a coffin was supposedly brought back to life during a church service. The event, which was initially hailed as a miracle, was later exposed as a staged performance. Video footage showed the deceased man exhibiting signs of life even before the so-called resurrection. The scandal drew widespread criticism, tarnishing the reputation of Lukau and raising questions about the integrity of charismatic church leaders. Pastor Lesego Daniel's shocking practices. Pastor Lesego Daniel of Rabboni Center Ministries made headlines for instructing his congregants to drink petrol, eat grass, and consume live snakes, claiming these acts would bring them closer to God. Despite the health risks and public condemnation, many followers obeyed without question, showcasing the extent of blind loyalty to their leader. When asked, one congregant described the petrol as tasting sweet, a chilling reminder of the psychological manipulation at play. Shepherd Bushiri, the escaping prophet. Shepherd Bushiri, leader of the Enlightened Christian Gathering, ECG, faced numerous charges, including fraud, money laundering, and contravening immigration laws. While out on bail in South Africa, Bushiri fled to his home country, Malawi, evading justice and sparking an international controversy. His actions exemplify how some religious leaders manipulate systems to avoid accountability. Exploiting congregants' faith, fake pastors often live lavish lifestyles funded by their congregants' contributions. They drive luxury cars, own mansions, and even fly in private jets, while their followers struggle to make ends meet. These leaders justify their wealth through the prosperity gospel, a doctrine that equates financial success with divine favor. Critics argue that this message perpetuates exploitation by encouraging congregants to give beyond their means in hopes of receiving blessings in return. Financial devastation. Many congregants sacrifice their life savings, take out loans, or sell valuable assets to fund blessings or miracles. Families are often left in financial ruin, struggling to recover from the betrayal. Emotional and psychological harm. Realizing they have been deceived leads many victims to experience deep shame, guilt, and disillusionment. Others, however, remain loyal to their pastors, even in the face of overwhelming evidence, further entrenching their vulnerability. Undermining religious institutions. The scandals surrounding fake pastors have eroded trust in religious institutions, tarnishing the reputation of genuine leaders and churches. This erosion of trust poses a significant challenge to communities that rely on these institutions for support. Efforts to address the crisis. The South African government and civil society have taken steps to address the issue, but challenges remain. Regulatory measures. The Commission for the Promotion and Protection of the Rights of Cultural, Religious and Linguistic Communities, CRL Rights Commission, has proposed licensing systems for religious leaders and places of worship. However, these measures have faced resistance from church leaders who view them as infringements on religious freedom. Investigative journalism. Media outlets and whistleblowers have played a critical role in exposing fraudulent activities. Programs like Carte Blanche have shed light on scams, prompting public awareness and calls for accountability. Advocacy for ethical practices. Some religious organizations have condemned the actions of fake pastors, advocating for ethical practices and greater accountability within the church. Initiatives have also been launched to educate congregants about signs of exploitation and encourage critical thinking. The road ahead. Addressing the phenomenon of fake pastors in South Africa requires a multifaceted approach. 1. Strengthened regulation, enforcing laws against fraud and exploitation within religious institutions. 2. Public education, empowering congregants with knowledge to recognize and resist manipulation. 3. Community support, providing resources and support for victims of exploitation to rebuild their lives. 4. Cultural sensitivity, understanding the interplay of traditional beliefs and modern Christianity to address underlying vulnerabilities. Conclusion. The rise of fake pastors in South Africa is a symptom of deeper societal issues, including poverty, inequality, and spiritual desperation. While many find solace and community in their faith, the exploitation of this vulnerability by unscrupulous leaders underscores the need for vigilance and reform. By addressing this crisis head-on, South Africa can protect its communities and restore trust in its religious institutions, ensuring that faith remains a source of hope and healing, not harm.